No, we don't. We are not trying to disclose.
Another edition of Pakistan. All right, good morning of the season to everyone watching us right here. For the support. To you all. The other one is part of the program. I send us newsstand, Flip TV, here at the newsstand, to issue to again. We have a breaking news here. We quickly need to read it out to viewers. The governor is dead. All right, lights up by Sarah reporters. Ondo governor Akeredolu dies after prolonged battle with leukemia. Now, the Ondo State governor Akeredolu is dead. The family served Sarah reporters on Wednesday that Akeredolu died in Lagos. Sarah reporters learned it was managed by state house doctors up to his death because he did not fly him abroad. That's what we have on Sarah reporters. The ailing governor returned to Nigeria in September following his 3-month medical leave in Germany and only recently proceeded with another one after he was elected by President Bola Akeredolu to hand over power to his deputy. His deputy, Akeredolu, has been standing in as acting governor of the state. Following his return to Nigeria in September, Akeredolu stayed in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, and tried to travel the state from there. Leading to Akeredu's wife, Betty, announced the suspension of the activities lined up as so those states First Lady announced the suspension of activities in Twitter after questions raised to plans to have fanfare despite husband's death. All right, the bone of contention. Governor of those states. Right. Plateau massacre outbreak over Plateau. President ordered security agencies to fish out perpetrators. Tinubu, the fund that's up to governor, other the others, governors, senators, others more. How 115 citizens in 15 communities were killed. That's what have government to offset medical bills as deputy governor group condemned attacks. We have no option of help, says MBN. Other stories here about crisis, Tinubu loud Bara over approach to rift with UK. Tinubu loud Bara over approach to rift with UK. Anxiety in Ondo community as Kingmakers disown self-appointed owner. 30 died in Rivers explosion. We have different stories here, but we need to quickly talk to our viewers and listeners this morning. Of course, another house time this morning. The news 10, but the program must go on. It must go on. Yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Mike. How are you guys, Mars?
Yeah, I wish you safe. How was it? How did you celebrate it?
Bless God for life. Good morning to all of our viewers, everyone. How was your Xmas? Eggs rice and eggs. Mr. Michael, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. It's a sad story.
Quite sad one. Quite sad news. The governor is gone. Akeredolu.
Yeah.
That is it's a sad one. It's a sad one. Well, it comes to once in a lifetime, once in a man's life. That's the day you were born and the day you will go. I pray that God accepts the soul of our Mr. Matthew.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can see some comments here that the bike volume is not okay. So it's ratified over there. Please, can you guys tell us if you're working on it? You. Because I'm complaining that the bike volume is not okay. And we really need to quickly do justice. It's okay, talk about my pounds. Mike, the volume is not okay. That's what saying the same thing. The chamber is not here. And the mic volume is okay. That's not okay. And we're very disappointed before we continue this morning of the program. Alright, volume is bad. Nelly, Ondo, volume is bad. Let's do something about it. Sure. Very sure. And if the volume is bad, can you just use the normal camera volume? Alright. Okay. Is he okay now? Okay. Okay. I think the videographer is fine right there. This was you probably
So read indigenous so now going through where that you only have two lives in this. The day you were born and the day you go. The most important thing is how you do. How you live your life. The most important thing. So outside of what I'm political aspects. Ask yourself this question. If somebody like this man at his own level of age, what he has and I could sympathize with the family. Somebody had the loss of a loved one. Most of the sympathize with the family. Playing at court. Yes, I bet.
Okay, we had viewers still complaining that the sound quality is bad. The microphone is not okay. That's what the viewers are saying. I want very as possible. This is going to satisfy our viewers abroad. Very, very important. All right. Okay, moving on to another.
and the pogrom that has just taken place in Plateau State. I grew up in Plateau State. I started my university education in Plateau State. University of
said that, yeah?
Thank you very much. So I think this is not the first time we are seeing things like that. I remember when I was still there, there was this community that we call Dogona Hawa. About 200 people were killed and massacred in a single night. And I think we're then still at the university. We have to gather ourselves, and we went in. We were the one gathering most of the corpses, help the government to gather the corpses, and they dig ground with bulldozers, and they put in everybody. If you know Plateau State very well, if you know Jos very well, I think it's a state that everybody would like to live, considering the weather, considering how good and the kind of mineral resources, the good food, Irish potato. You know, when you go there, you see good Irish potatoes, good food. But the government have just decided to have allowed most of these people to infiltrate in and start destroying the good things that is happening in Plateau State. It's a shame to Nigerian government. Now, I am not even blaming the Nigerian government all alone. I am also blaming CAN, Christian Association of Nigerians, because I think they should also come to book and start telling us what is actually going on. If they cannot go in and question the authority and the mandate, what exactly is going on in Plateau State, I think it's actually a shame to them. It's a shame to their regime, because the killings is getting out of hands. 156 people were murdered, were killed on the 24th day of Christmas. That's 2 days ago, when everybody was supposed to be happy and celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. And a lot of families have been thrown into mourning. It's a shame to Nigerian government. And you keep on asking yourself this question. The federal government itself, do you really want to tell me that the federal government do not know most of these people? A lot of politicians do not know most of these people that are doing all these things, because a supportive measure have been given to them. Who are those supplying food to most of these bandits? Who are those? A little Almajiri man, if you grew up in the north, you know what I'm talking about. A little Almajiri man cannot even afford 10 naira. How more can he be able to afford ammunition if not being sponsored by most of these people that are called themselves top governmental officers? And they are there killing innocent Nigerians. If everybody should die today, I ask this politician this question. If everybody should leave this earth today, who on earth will he be governing? Who on earth will he become his leader? It's a shame to Nigerian government. We should be living a life. Today, one of the biggest prominent man in Ondo State have just gone. It's actually a lesson. Whatever he has done on earth, that one is gone, and is gone forever. Whatever he has done is not left between him and his God to decide where he is going. So it's actually a big lesson to most of these politicians. You ask yourself, you do not own your life. The people that are being killed in Plateau State, these are people that are actually with their different families. People that will just come out and tell you on 24th day of December, everybody were supposed to be rejoicing, go to church on the eve of Christmas. If you cannot go to church, what do you do? If you cannot go to Christmas Eve, you go to church in the morning. But service, a lot of people cannot do that in Plateau State. See, if you happen to believe in Plateau State I'm talking about, you will know that Plateau State happens to be one of the most states with the highest number of generals. There's a place we call Lantan. This Lantan I'm talking about has the highest general in Nigeria. General Husseini, a lot of them. But what exactly is actually happening in Plateau State? Will you allow people to start coming in and intruders, destroying your state, your beautiful state? Plateau State is very beautiful. I'm not from Plateau State. Very, very beautiful state. A state to live.
In a cold region.
Very cold region. Most of our brothers that stays in abroad, it's even advisable. Once they come back, because of the kind of life they have left living abroad, you can go to Plateau State. But because of the insecurity, rampaging the state is actually a no-go area. It's actually a state where you and I cannot even pinch our tent.
Okay, just we need to make it this morning because of
No problem.
and because of the gadgets. We spent so much time trying to solve technical issues. Presently, the microphone is okay, the sound is good, and we need to quickly talk to Matthew. I don't know if some of the viewers heard what I was reading in the first place when I started the program. To let you know again, let me repeat it. What I said at the beginning of the program. Ondo State Governor Akeredolu is dead. Ondo State Governor Akeredolu Rotimi is dead. This is a man that Matthew said he so much love. But you can't say you love him again. You loved him. He's gone.
It's quite unfortunate.
Quite unfortunate. And let me quickly read it out. A family source told Sahara reporters on Wednesday that Akeredolu died in Lagos. And we have some newspapers in Nigeria saying that he died in German hospital. Now, we don't know which one is true. If it is the story by Sahara reporters on some of these papers. Sahara reporters learned that he was managed by State House doctors up to his death because they could not fly him abroad. That's what he's saying. And there's a quote here, Akeredolu is dead. He died in Lagos, the source said. They were looking for dialysis machines to be sent to his secret location in Lagos last week. I repeat, the source said Akeredolu is dead. He died in Lagos. They were looking for dialysis machines sent to increase location in Lagos last week. He was 67 years old. The ailing governor returned to Nigeria in September following a 3-month medical leave in Germany, and only recently proceeded on another one after he was directed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to hand over power to his deputy, Lucky Aiyedatiwa. His deputy, Aiyedatiwa, has been standing in as acting governor of the state. Matthew, he said it's quite unfortunate.
Honestly, it's unfortunate. But again, let us see as the event unfolds, because let us see the main media area that is publishing it. But I think it's a major one. But what I'm trying to say is all these conventional ones you have that has that copy.
Okay.
It may be a developing story anyway, because if it happened yesterday,
you can't even find the stories here.
Yes, you would have seen it on the page of hard copy newspapers. But let us see until tomorrow. But if that is true, it's quite unfortunate. But again, let me quickly say that as human beings, we all have appointment with death. Death is a necessary end of every human being. What is important is how do you spend that life here on earth.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable, yes. Use the right word. But the important is how do you spend your life here on earth. That is why when things like this happen, it's always a time of sober reflection for the living. Because whether we like it or not, you may live 100 years on earth, 80 years, 70 years, as the case may be. There is always time to give account of how you spend that life on earth. Because the life we are living on earth is not our own. God gave us that life on trust. So at the end of the day, you'll be going back to the owner of that life to explain. Because God already have a standard how he wants us to spend that life. Devil equally have a standard. He wants to derail us from the standard of God. So if the devil is able to drag one out of that standard of God, it's quite unfortunate. Though as human, we don't have power to judge. But as human, we use this type of opportunity to admonish the living to reconcile ourselves back to God. Then looking at the intervention of Mr. President, whether he's the one that asked the deputy to be to start acting, I think the president is exercising powers that he do not have. Because going by the tenets of our constitution, we already have provision for all these things. One, if the governor resigns, the deputy takes over. We had the issue of doctrine of necessity. We had the issue of declaring the governor incapacitated by the ESCO of the states. So in all this, the constitution do not envisage a situation where Mr. President will summon the state governor or the deputy governor, House of Assembly Speaker, and start dishing out directive. To the point that the Speaker of Ondo State House of Assembly alleged that the president asked the deputy governor of Ondo State to sign his own undated resignation letter. That's assault. So for me, I think Mr. President should go and read the Constitution. His handlers should go and read the Constitution so that they know where the powers of Mr. President start and where it stop. Areas where you have power to exercise and areas where you do not have power to exercise. Just like what we see happening in River State, where President will be overruling judgment of courts. You undermine democracy, you undermine rule of law, you undermine the Constitution, which you swore to uphold and obey. So for me, I hope that we are not sliding into anarchy.
Now we have many bad stories during this Unitide season, especially this Christmas. The world, we have series of accidents that happened, and another one that has got everyone talking is that of Plateau State. Over 100 people massacred.
We are talking about 114. You see, in this part of the world, we have a government that pays lip service to what they ought to do. How can you explain a situation where non-state actors that is not as formidable as our armed forces will be reigning supreme, carving out territories for themselves within Nigerian sovereignty? It's quite unfortunate because there is no way you can explain that Fulani herders will invade a community, kill, maim,
And go scot-free.
go back to their abode, hibernate there within Nigerian sovereignty. And as we speak, all we hear from individual is condemning what happened, and government is joining us to condemn instead of taking action to feature the perpetrators and bring them to justice. And let me tell you one thing: if people commit crime and go away with it, it will embolden other people to do the same thing. The essence of law and order, the essence of prosecuting offenders of the law is to act as deterrent to others. If we have Fulani herders killing, maiming, and they are unchallenged, I tell you tomorrow, you hear it from another place. I hope that is not going to be the story we are going to hear from another part of the country.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you for coming on board.
Thank you for having
All
me.
right, let me quickly talk to Michael before I go. See, I have viewers saying hi, good morning here.
Good morning,
quickly,
Michael.
great morning to you. You just have a few minutes to go. We just need to do the program. Michael, Akeredolu is coming.
It's very sad. The news filtered in this morning that he passed. So unfortunate that he came back while he should be attending to that critical health issues that he had. But now it's passed. We commiserate with the entire family of Akeredolu. We pray that God will give the entire state and the family to bear this huge loss.
It's a huge one.
Very huge.
Another huge loss in Plateau State. Wow, Michael.
The Plateau is under a siege. I want to put it, that unfortunately it has happened for years now. That's happened for years now, which I believe government has become so irresponsible. And when I say government, I'm not really specific about this particular government. Even government before now have been very irresponsible over the issue of the middle belt entirely. Don't forget Benue had its fair share about these attacks, Taraba and some other middle belt areas. And if you listen to the governor yesterday when he was addressing on the news channel, they know the issues, and that is the sad part. They know the attackers. They have an idea of the people that are attacking them. It is the Fulani herdsmen that are doing the attacks, and government from time to time are looking away from this. Government from time to time are not ready to confront the issue. The governor of Plateau State made a statement that the political will, talked about the political will to address the issue is what is missing, and that shows that the issues are clear. Government just choose to look away from addressing the issue, to give it what it takes to confront these headers that has become a problem in our nation once and for all. And I think it is unfortunate. Our constitution says that the security of lives and properties shall be the primary responsibility of government. So when you fail in a primary course, where are you proceeding to? How can a nation watch over 100 lives lost in just one night? And this is not the first time. This is not the fifth time. I tell you, Michael, this is not the 10th time that is happening in the Plateau and some other middle belt states.
Now we have another sad story, Michael. Breaking news: former Speaker Gali Naaba dies at 65. That's another breaking news. As former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Gali Umar Naaba, has been reported dead. He passed on at the age of 65 at the National Hospital in Abuja. All right, this is another report. Different sad stories coming up in the country. What do you think Akeredolu will be remembered for?
I think part of what he, among several other things, I think part of what he will be remembered for was his stance on how the Fulani. Unfortunately, the issue is still with us.
How's the critical issue then?
His position on how the Fulani, farmers heard that clash should be addressed. And if you remember, it was a lone voice.
Yes.
It was a lone voice at that time, speaking out very boldly that federal government cannot do certain things and all of that. And I think, among several other things, he will be remembered greatly for that position that he took.
All right, okay. But I'm sorry, I won't be able to go beyond this. But tomorrow, it's okay. I promise. It's going to be better. Okay, Raphael, quickly, before we go, I think I need to talk to Raphael, even if you have a few minutes. Oh, sorry about that. Raphael, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Merry Christmas.
I wish you same. How was it?
And a Happy New Year in advance. It was so good. Our Christmas, so good. So far, so good.
What movie morning? Since the beginning of the celebration of this Christmas, what's happening, Raphael? The Plateau State massacre, Akeredolu of Ondo State. We have another speaker.
Yes.
Gali.
Oh my
Raphael.
God. You know,
let's talk about
the story is so pathetic with Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, because I can remember let's say 8, 9 months ago, there was a breaking news that Akeredolu died in faraway Germany. You know, at a time, I cheered it. Yeah, I cheered it. Later, we found out that it was just a rumor. So, such flying news was so sad that some persons, felt bad. Somebody like me, I felt bad. Then later, I saw Akeredolu, heart and healthy. I just said, I thank God that his health is back. But this time around, there was so much fight in the house within Ondo State House of Assembly. Are we going to allow the deputy to become an acting governor? Just acting capacity. Cause much pandemonium, pandemonium in the house. Much chaos on the politics, So by this time around, you can see that the uncertainty has come to reality. Actually, that is a certainty, and it has played out on Akeredolu that today we've all seen it. I think it's no longer a flying news that Akeredolu is left. And what we are saying now is that may his soul repose on the bosom of Abraham, or our God. So may his soul rest in peace. So let me tell you, Mike, many things happened within the Christmas.
You've been speaking against the activities of Fulani herdsmen.
That has been where my own,
and look at what happened in Plateau.
My expertise, my analysis on Fulani herdsmen across the country has been most lucid, comprehensive in recent time. Because I see it coming to Southeast, and the Southeastern people, they became apprehensive and put things in order so that they will, they should curtail it. And actually they did. Because killings in the Southeast wasn't much. Only kidnapping, and the kidnapping has come to stop. That was when Fulani terrorists were kidnapping in the Southeast. But look at Mid-Belt. Mid-Belt, incessant killing, incessant attack of the people of that region by Fulani herdsmen.
Over 100 killed.
Some said 150, some news say 90, some say 160.
And that's why I said over 100.
Over 100. Let's just put it there. It's over 100.
That's the bottom line.
You know what baffled me most here? After killing them, and they started videoing the mutilated body of the victims. Look at that kind of audacity and courage. Look at that kind of sanity, meaning these people are staying. They are not out of their mind. They know what they were doing. And see, let me tell you, this thing continued on and on from Buhari regime. And when Tinubu came, some people of that region, they heaved sigh of relief that maybe it might soft pedal. But you can see during this regime, Tinubu's current administration, the killing is rising up more and more and more and more. I didn't understand. This is not the first time they killed in this regime. So it means that nothing has been done about or against Fulani herdsmen terrorism in Nigeria. I'm telling you, this is most politicized the killings I've ever seen. Because the so-called Meiti Allah, their patronage, yeah, their chief patron is no longer here. He has gone, absconded into Niger. I mean Buhari. And this man has come and see they have the courage during Tinubu regime to be killing these mid-belters. It is too bad. This is a political killing. I don't like it.
We're going to talk extensively tomorrow on these issues.
Okay.
Because of our time, we just need to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, quickly appreciate the viewers commenting on the platform, all the viewers across the globe. We appreciate you for joining us on today's edition of Bystanders at News 10. All right, to my camera guy behind, doing a great job there, Femi Oyebimpe. Thank you so much. David as well. Thank you all. Michael Adekunle is signing out. Until tomorrow, stay cool. Bye for now.